Hello students, this is Dr. S.R. Dandaute. I welcome you to the first video on interference, in which we are going to discuss qualitatively thin parallel sided film. So at the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand the concept of thin parallel sided film and its usefulness. So beginning with the concept of interference. In our day-to-day life, there are several examples which works on the principle of interference. Just simple example we can take as soap bubble. Very nice colorful pattern is seen on soap bubble. Not only that, if it is wet rolled and oil is sprayed on that, then due to that oil film, colorful pattern appears. So naturally question comes, how do we get this color? So that is mainly because of interference phenomena. These thin films are created and the light is reflected from this top and bottom surface of the thin film, and due to that interference takes place, which results into very beautiful colorful pattern. So before we go into details of this thin film concept, let us see what interference is and what is its basic principle. So principle of the interference is superposition of waves. If we consider two or more waves, and if these waves arrive at a point of medium simultaneously, then depending upon their overlapping, we get the resultant. The resultant is vector sum of their individual displacements. The meaning is whether crest of one wave overlap with crest of other or crest of one overlap with trough of other, accordingly the resultant changes. So this is the principle of superposition of waves, and due to this principle of superposition, the resultant changes, either it enhances or cancels, and this leads to the principle of interference. So basically interference is the phenomenon of enhancement or cancellation of resultant intensity. So based on that, we have the two types of interference, that is constructive and destructive interference. Consider example of light wave. In this, the different phase values are given as 0, pi, 2 pi and so on. Now when the wave completes one cycle, the equivalent path is lambda. That is, when path is equivalent to lambda, the corresponding phase is equivalent to 2 pi. If path changes by lambda by 2, phase will change by pi, as you can see from this diagram. If there is change in the path by lambda by 2, that is half wavelength, its equivalent value of phase is of pi. So it clearly means that there is some relationship between path and phase difference, and this relationship is given by the formula phase difference delta is equal to 2 pi by lambda into path difference, denoted by delta. So using this equation, we can find out either path difference or phase difference by knowing other. So let us distinguish constructive and destructive interference. If two or more interfering waves are in phase, then it is called as constructive interference. The waves are said to be in phase when the crest due to one wave overlap with the crest due to other and trough to trough. Due to this, the resultant intensity or amplitude enhances and it becomes maximum. It describes the condition of brightness. And for the interference to be constructive, the path difference should be whole number multiple of wavelength, that is delta is equal to n lambda, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And now if we multiply this path difference by n lambda by 2 pi by lambda, we get the phase difference, which is of the order of 2n pi. Thus overall enhancement or increase in the resultant amplitude or intensity is called as constructive interference. Now in destructive interference, the interfering waves are out of phase, that is the crest of one wave overlaps with trough of other and vice versa. In this, the resultant intensity becomes minimum, and hence the resultant point appears to be dark. And for the interference to be destructive, the path difference should be odd number multiple of half wavelength, that is mathematically delta is equal to 2n plus or minus 1 lambda by 2, and hence its equivalent phase difference is 2n plus or minus 1 pi. Thus overall, when the two or more waves overlap with each other, then if there is cancellation of amplitudes or intensities, then it is called as destructive type of interference. Now while discussing thin film concept, we should be aware of Stokes law. So for Stokes law, consider a glass material, glass slab, and its surrounding medium is air. Now if a ray of light falls on glass surface, that is the top interface which is between air and glass, then suppose it is reflected. Now for this reflection, there is rarer to denser interface. between air and glass. So in such a case, this reflected light has additional change in path by plus or minus lambda by 2. Remember, by Stokes' law, whenever light is reflected from denser medium, that is at rarer to denser interface, if reflection of light takes place, then path changes by plus or minus lambda by 2. Now there is one more case. Suppose light is passing through glass, that means light is passing through denser medium. Now this interface is different. At this interface, there is denser to rarer change. And in such a case, this reflected light has no path or phase difference. That is, by Stokes' law, if reflection of light takes place at interface which is between denser and rarer, that is denser to rarer, then there is no change in path or phase difference. So these conclusions are very important, which are drawn by Stokes or expressed in Stokes' law. Now let us discuss thin films, thin parallel sided film. Consider these two surfaces, top surface and bottom surface of certain thin film which has refractive index mu and thickness is T, which is constant throughout. That means this is also called as a thin film of uniform thickness. Now the surrounding medium is air. Further, consider that along AB, light falls along AB on this film, that is, this is incident ray. So at point B, it makes angle I with respect to normal, and it is partly reflected and partly refracted. So the refracted light travels along BC in film. So as it is entering into denser medium, it will bend slightly towards the normal along BC. Now at point B, the angle of refraction R is created. Now from C, it is again reflected back in the film, and from the geometry, the angles are R each. So there is partial reflection as well as partial refraction in air. So refracted light, it is also called as transmitted. It is transmitted through the film. So along CG, we get the refracted light ray, and as it is passing through air, it will bend away from the normal. Okay. Similar refractions will occur at these different points. So this way we get ray 1 and ray 2 passing through air at the top of the film, and these two represents reflected system. So our interest is find out the conditions of constructive and destructive interference. This ray 1 and ray 2 will interfere constructively or destructively. Okay, and those mathematical conditions are to be drawn. That is our aim. Now in order to get the conditions, one additional construction is considered. One perpendicular is drawn on the reflected light. So because of this perpendicular, the optical paths of these two interfering rays are equalized beyond that perpendicular. That means the path under consideration for first interfering ray is only ABF. That additional path is eliminated, and for second interfering ray, the path is ABCD only. After D, the path is eliminated. Now it is very clear from the diagram that second interfering ray is having extra path, additional path, and the path difference is to be drawn. And for that purpose, we will consider optical path. Optical path is the product of geometrical path and refractive index. Now as geometrical path for second ray is BC plus CD. Okay. Now if it is multiplied by mu, then it gives us optical path. Similarly, the light ray 1 which is passing through air, its geometrical path is BF, and mu times BF will be its optical path. But as it is passing through air, mu is 1, and hence its optical path is simply BF, and this way the path difference delta becomes mu times BC plus CD minus BF. Okay, and now by from this diagram we can obtain the values of BC, CD as well as BF. So by simplifying using the geometry of the diagram, we get the path difference delta as 2 mu t cos R. Now how this comes, if you want to know that, you can refer the notes. Now we can apply further Stokes' law. As these two interfering reflected rays are produced from the film, that means interface is rarer to denser interface. So by Stokes' law, there will be additional change in the path by lambda by 2, and thus the path difference becomes 2 mu t cos R plus minus lambda by 2, or simply we can consider 2 mu t cos r plus lambda by 2. What about minus sign? Minus sign is eliminated for our sake of simplicity. It is also valid, but we'll ignore it for our own consideration. So we will consider the part difference as 2 mu t cos r plus lambda by 2. Okay. Now for reflected system, let us first obtain the conditions of constructive and destructive interference. Now we know that for constructive interference, delta is equal to n lambda, integral multiple of wavelength, and from diagram we have obtained the part difference as 2 mu t cos r plus lambda by 2. So we will equate these two, and by simplifying, that means shift this lambda by 2 on opposite side. So it will be 2 mu t cos r is equal to n lambda minus lambda by 2, and when lambda by 2 is taken common, we get 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. Similarly, for destructive interference, our general condition is what? Delta is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2, and once again it is equated with the obtained condition of part difference, that is 2 mu t cos r plus lambda by 2, and again it is simplified. So after simplifying, we get 2 mu t cos r is equal to n lambda. So these two are the conditions of constructive and destructive interference for thin parallel sided film in reflected system. Now there is one more system, that is transmitted system. Transmitted system in diagram is expressed by the rays CG and EG dash, that is at the bottom of the film. It is transmitted system. It is also called as refracted system. Now for transmitted system, in a similar manner we can obtain the conditions. The part difference is found to be same. Delta is equal to 2 mu t cos r from derivation. Now as for transmitted system, the interface is denser to rarer. So delta effective obtained by Stokes law is same 2 mu t cos r, because there is no path or phase difference, right? And when we equate this with n lambda, that is 2 mu t cos r is equal to n lambda, that will give us constructive interference. And destructive interference general condition is 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. So therefore 2 mu t cos r is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. So these are the conditions for constructive and destructive interference of transmitted system. Now if we look at these four equations, we come to the conclusion that the conditions are complementary. That is, the condition, if it is the condition of constructive interference for reflected system, same formula is found for destructive interference of transmitted system, and vice versa. So this is what called as conditions are complementary for reflected and transmitted systems for constructive and destructive interference. So remember, due to this complementary nature of the constructive and destructive interference, we have very good color contrast in thin film, and that is the main reason why colorful pattern is seen on thin films, just like as soap bubble or the oil film created over wet road surface. So this was about thin parallel sided film. In next lecture, we will discuss about non-parallel sided film. Thank you.